What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Touchdowns to Home Runs. As we all know, this weekend, if you watched SEC football, especially the big Mississippi State LSU game, you will know that Mississippi State won 44-34 against then the 6th-ranked LSU Tigers. And Mississippi State has deserved a lot, and they've earned a lot of good talk about their program, their coaching, and how they're going to do this year as a team. So that's what I wanted to do today. Just talk about, is Mississippi State for real right now? Is this Bulldogs team that everyone's raving about right now coming off of a really hot game after playing LSU, the defending national champions? Is Mike Leach, KJ Costello, Kylan Hill, and the rest of the Mississippi State Bulldogs for real? And that's what we're going to go into today. Starting off, so as we all know, I mentioned it already, Mississippi State wins 44-34. I was watching the game at my cousin's Outyard bar or whatever. They have one there. I have the game on CBS, and I don't know if this happened to anyone else, so definitely in the comment section, tell me if this happened to you, because the game cut out, and CBS put in Wheel of Fortune instead of this is when LSU just got the fumble back. They were down by like 7 or something like that. So they were about to go tie the game, and CBS just changes it to Wheel of Fortune. So I wasn't able to watch the end of the game because of that. I was kind of mad about that, but it is what it is. Mississippi State still won, so I didn't get to watch the end of the game, sadly. But Mississippi State outscored in the fourth quarter 17-10. In the first quarter, it was 3-0. That was the first quarter since, I can't remember for LSU that they didn't even score a single point. Second quarter, both teams scored 14. And then in the third quarter, both teams scored 10. And then the last quarter, of course, I said Mississippi State outscored them 17-10. KJ Costello, transfer quarterback from Stanford. What a game for him. 36 for 60. 60 attempts. He threw 60 balls this whole game. Mike Leach said that the air raid is going to work in the SEC. Everyone doubted him. And look at that, 623 yards passing. Holy, for a 10.4 average. 5 touchdowns. He did throw 2 interceptions, though, for an 83.1 QB rating. Let's look at the rushing. Kylan Hill, who is known as one of the best running backs in the SEC and of all of college football. Now let's just take a look at his stats, his rushing stats. 7 carries for 34 yards for a 4.9 average. What kind of best running back in college football is this? What does he do? 7 carries for 34 yards? But then you look at his receiving stats. 8 receptions for 158 yards. 19.8 average per reception with a touchdown and a long of 75 yards. He's turning into that's what you want in the NFL. I can't, Kylan Hill, this is what you need from Mike Leach. He said that he was going to bring you back to Mississippi State. He was going to bring you there and make you into an all-purpose back. And he's like, do you want to be a high draft pick this year? Do you want to show everyone that you are capable at not only rushing but receiving too? I'm going to give you that opportunity. 158 yards. That is a pretty dang good game for Kylan Hill. I know he doesn't have the rushing stats, but those receiving stats. Who's the best running back in the NFL right now? Christian McCaffrey. What is he known for? His ability to receive, even though he's a rusher. He's still a good rusher, don't get me wrong. I love Christian McCaffrey, but his pass catching compared to other running backs is untouched. So Kylan Hill is definitely boosting up his draft stock. You look at the other receivers for Mississippi State. You got Osiris Mitchell, had 7 receptions, 183 yards, a 26.1 average, 2 touchdowns, and a 43-yard long. You got Javonte Payton, 6 receptions for 122 yards, 20.3 average. He did not score any touchdowns, but then you had Shavers and Williams also getting on the board with a touchdown there. The defense, the Mississippi State's defense was good. I don't want to say good. I'd say they were decent. They got a couple of sacks. They were able to get to the quarterback and everything. They had a total of 7 sacks, 7 tackles for losses. What else? I don't think they had any forced fumbles or anything like that. Or did they? Yes, they did. They had 2 interceptions, no forced fumbles or anything like that, but they did have 2 interceptions, and they were able to bring that back for a total of 20 yards. It was Ferge's interception. He was able to bring that back for 20 yards. Defense obviously needs to step up, but it is the first week. Like, LSU has a good offense. Eric Gilbert, one of the best tight ends in college football already. He's played 1 game, but boy, that man can play. Holy, he is going to be a stud at LSU. I can tell you that already. So LSU still is a good offensive team. Don't get me wrong on that. So Mississippi State did hold their own. They did do what they needed to do to get the win. And at the end of the day, that is what is most important. But I still think going up against Alabama, going up against Auburn, who has some pretty good receivers over there. Terrace Marshall had a big game for LSU. He had 2 touchdowns. He won those 50-50 balls. I think that's something that Mississippi State's defense needs to get a bit better at, those 50-50 balls or contested balls. You got to knock that ball down. There's no question about that. But overall, first game for Mike Leach's first game. For KJ Costello's first game in the SEC against the defending national champions. Now, these guys Mississippi State did not play Arkansas. They did not play Vanderbilt. Now, granted, Arkansas and Vanderbilt did have some pretty good games. Arkansas was winning at halftime versus Georgia, and Vanderbilt only lost to Texas A&M by 5. So those teams aren't looking like huge doormats this year, I guess. It's the first week. There's still lots to go, but Mississippi State, great first game. Are they for real? I'm going to say yes. From what I saw this weekend, from what Mike Leach can continue to work on for Mississippi State, they play Arkansas next week, so that should be an easy win for Mississippi State. I'm buying in. I like what I'm seeing from Mississippi State. They got Arkansas next week. After that, they go to Kentucky. And then they got another test in Texas A&M at home on the 17th. That 17th is full of some stacked games. Holy crap. October 17th, everyone circle that calendar. Alabama, Georgia, Florida, LSU, and Mississippi State, Texas A&M. Those are 3 pretty dang good games. So you guys are going to have your hands full. I'm going to have my hands full watching these games later. But Mississippi State, man, I'm buying in to the hype right now. Is Mississippi State for real? I'm giving that a big fat yes. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Mississippi State fans, if you are one, definitely drop that hit that sub button down below, because we love SEC football on this channel, and that's a lot of what we talk about. And Mississippi State is in the SEC, if you didn't know that. So definitely hit that sub button. Keep watching these videos. Tell me what you want to see in the comment section, what videos you want to see, because if there's something that a lot of people want more, I will make those videos. I love making these SEC pick videos. I have one of those released, so definitely go watch that for week 2. I love making videos about the SEC, so definitely stick around for that. Like the video, and thank you for watching, and come back next time.